the end. You guys trailed for most of the night and just found something late. How do you what's your main takeaways?
Oh, the main takeaway is you hate losing. You're going to wake up feeling pretty crook about that one in terms of how we started. Anytime you want to give a team 6 goals head start, for that contest, both ends of the ground was really poor and our defence was poor. So we gave a really good side a 6-goal start, and they played really well early. They were hot. But our responsibility as a footy club is to rock up and compete in a way that keeps you in a game for longer. That's where the game was won and lost early, and there was a lot to like after that, but the damage was done.
What do you put that slow start down to?
Yeah, look, obviously Carlton were outstanding. I thought their pressure was great early. I thought they won contests at both ends of the ground, and they put us under pressure. It's very rare that we have 10 inside 50s against us for 5 goals against, and that's what took place. And and up the other end, our entries were a little bit average, and our contest was average. So, it's credit to Carlton. I thought they came out, they attacked the game the way it should have been done, and we've got some work to do on making sure we get our starts right.
Forward was clearly the turning point in the game. He managed to kick you back into it. How special is that to have someone who can turn a game like that?
Yeah, well, that was one of the pleasing things in the game. We had to adjust a lot in game. A lot of players played different roles, and we were trying to find an avenue to score and get back in the game. And Christian was one of those guys, and he was outstanding. Clearly, he had a exceptional night and has enormous impact for us. So. It was really pleasing for us that we were able to put Christian in a position where he had impact on the scoreboard for us, and he was one of the main reasons for us getting back in the game.
How do you feel you covered not having him in the midfield? Because you'd love to have 2 of him.
Yeah, look, Langdon played a different role, at times, especially forward of the ball, and Neil Bullen went in there and did a really good job. So, we just got to adapt on the run, and the game demanded that we needed to change things up. Carlton obviously started the game really well, had control of the game, and we impacted the scoreboard. We needed to find an avenue to score, and some of these adjustments allowed us to do that. So, but we sit here, we're not happy. You come away with a loss that will hurt.
Talking about trying to sort of grow your offensive system, did you say that as a bit of a step backwards tonight, that it took that tactical move to get the scores coming in? Just looking at 61 inside 50s, does it feel like a bit of a step backwards on where you were a week or 2 ago?
Just a different game. Certainly, obviously with the rain coming in, it was a different type of game and different type of entry to what we're normally different type of ball movement. So, no, I wouldn't say it was a step back. There's certainly a lot to like in winning a territory game, and certainly a lot to like in having more shots at goal. But ultimately, you've got to be efficient. You've got to be able to convert. So, we walk away with still some really positives in that phase of the game.
The decision to put Petrarca forward, is it a weekly discussion pre-game, or does he start as a midfielder every week and then that's the starting point and then see how the game goes?
Yeah, look, it's a discussion that we always have as coaches, is where with all of our players, whether it be Cozzy Pickett, Christian Petrarca, where do we place these guys, Bailey Fritsch, that are going to have maximum impact on the game? And we've got some contingencies in place heading into all our games about what we might need. And tonight the game demanded Christian to be in the front half of the ground for us in a more regular basis. And he responded accordingly. He set himself really early in the week to have a big game.
So many tight finishes, narrow margins against Carlton. What do you put that down to?
Yeah, 2 teams that value similar things, and every time we play Carlton, we know it's going to be a fight. It's going to be close. It's going to be a battle, and it's generally going to be low scoring. So I think we learn more and more about each other as we keep playing each other, and I think that's a good thing. And I think they're the type of games that we want to be involved in. Yep, we want to win these games. There's no question about that, and we want to try and win them well. But at the moment, we're still finding our way forward to where we want to be and what we want to become as a footy team. And I'm really clear that we're well on the way to being that, and I'm looking forward to the remainder of the year. Yeah, look, it was once again a great duel. Charlie had some impact. Kicked a couple of goals. I think 2 of his goals might have come from centre bounce exits. So, they have great battles every time they play. you know it's going to be a battle, and it's one of those battles that I'm sure the supporters come to the game and they just love to watch, as do we as coaches. So, you know, he impacted the scoreboard. Kick 2, I thought Maisie was okay as well.
Was it hard to free up Liam tonight? They sort of put Martin on him for a while and then De Koning to sort of make him accountable. How did you sort of see what you're trying to get at him tonight?
Yeah, I thought early we probably didn't structure up as well as we would have liked. And obviously, as I said, we got scored against. But I thought as the game went on, it started to really look like a Melbourne way of playing. And as that started to take place, the scoreboard started to shift as well, and we started to get the game the way we wanted it.
Being 38 points down, was it a case of, was it a bit easier to throw caution to the wind, or was it just more of a gradual grind, do you think, from your end?
I think when you're 36 points down so early in the game, it gives you time to continue to build your way back in. And there were periods in the, you know, even the second quarter and the third quarter where we felt like we had a bit of momentum, and every time we got that momentum, we'd get a centre bounce goal against us, we would deny that next bit of momentum. So we felt the game was turning for a good, you know, couple of quarters, and it took the last quarter to really start to get on top before we got a really good look. And you got to play the time out, and that's what we do as a footy club. We always play right to the end, and we always give it everything we've got. And it's credit to the boys; they were never out of that game.
Have you seen Clayton Oliver's form? It looks like he's starting to get back to some of his better form.
Yeah, look, he has. Yeah, since he's had that finger fixed up, you can really see him start to become cleaner with the ball. His running capacity's really picked up, and he's getting a lot of training in. So his form's picking up. But like all of them, he's a competitor. He's not sitting in there happy with his game. He wants the team to win.
Do you need to review the tall forward mix next week? Are you getting enough out of the 3 you've got at the moment in the air?
Yeah, look, it's ongoing. You know, we'll just continue to look at what's best for our footy club. You know, the first few weeks we look like quite dynamic down there. We just played a really good side. They compete really strongly, the 3 of them. So, you know, we're comfortable with how they're developing. Thanks, guys.